Greetings, everyone. Abdur Kul Shayuat Biwa Samus Pa Timta. Begin all things by first using the all. I am here this evening to share some information with you that I gathered maybe about a year ago. And this form speaks about ethnicity and race identification. This is the reason I'm here today, to share some information with those of you who are not aware of this form. This form helps us to understand how to identify ourselves as a race. I don't know if many of you over the years have had problems figuring out what to select when you have forms that ask for your race or for your nationality. However, race is something that we usually think that it's identified by our skin. And those of us who are of a melanite skin tone, we have been placed in a category where we are left to feel like we are definitely Black or African American, but that is not the case. When you read this form and you check into the information that's being given here, you will see that most likely, if you are of a melanite skin type or skin tone, like myself, you're probably in the category of white or indigenous. So at this point, I am sharing this because I was a little taken aback when I found out about this, and I was very confused as to why wasn't this shared with me by any of my college professors or anyone else who may have cared. But then I realized many people do not know. So I'm thankful for Chief Nania Shabuel of the Atsikata Nation, who about a year ago reached out to me and shared this detail with me. And so today I'm going to read through this form and help you to understand why I'm giving you this detail. So there are very important pieces of data here. As I said before, this is the race and ethnicity form. It says ethnicity and race identification. For race, you self-identify. So you decide what race you are, no one else. Okay, so I'm going to read what it says here. American Indian or Alaskan Native is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, and who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. Asian, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including the examples Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, the Philippine Islands, Thailand, and Vietnam. Black or African American category states a person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Now, something is not the same right there. A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Now, prior to this, we read persons having origins in any of the original peoples. Wait a minute, something is missing here. Let me read this again. Black or African American means a person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. That does not exist. There are no Black racial groups in Africa. In fact, people do not call themselves Black racial groups that are in Africa. They call themselves, identify themselves by their tribes. And tribes are variations of shades. So, you have to look at that again. Does that really describe you and I if you're melanin person like myself. The next category, Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, or other Pacific Islands. And then the last category says white. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. So the only race category, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of all these 5 race categories, the only one that doesn't have original people or speak of original peoples is the one that says Black and African American. Are you with me? Does that make sense? Now, so you and I, we're selecting ourselves a category day by day, year after year, and not understanding that it has nothing to do with original people. So that category is stating that you are not an original person you are not of an original people, a group of original people. So it says here, Black or African American, a person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. So could that be Black racial groups of monkeys? Black racial groups of lions? Black racial groups of zebras? Of what? Black racial groups of what? Okay. Now, all of this that I just read is at the bottom of the form. So this form called the SF181 is found online, and it gives you all that detail for you to self-identify. The census is coming up in 2020, and you need to understand how you choose and how you select your race. Here it is that the U.S. is helping you to understand that, to get the meanings so you can self-identify the correct way. We have no excuses. Now, how I got more clarity on this form and how to really use it was from doing a process called the Indigenous Standing Process. And you can see this information, and you can contact the Atsikata Nation. Chief Nanya Shabo El is there for you if you so choose. Okay? And so to be on the webinar and to get more details about this standing process, you can email NicoleNicholas90@gmail.com. Okay? So that's NicoleNicholas90@gmail.com. And for those of you who just want to find more details, you can go online, and don't believe me, go and check it out for yourself. However, this process is available for you and I so that you can be clear. No more is it optional for selecting a race on documents. You have to know who you are, and you have to self-identify. So with this, I wish you all the best, and I'd like to say a Abud Gador. White power.